The Nigerian Landlord Show is your one-stop real estate investment program that brings you all the news updates, trending information, as well as the pros and cons of investing in the Nigerian real estate market. On this show, we show you how to make real estate work for you. And my name is Amara Onsrike. I am your humble host, and I am super, super excited to be with you this beautiful, beautiful weekend. Okay, so yeah, going to today's topic. Our topic today is real estate, the new engine of Nigeria's economic growth. That's it. That's what we're talking about today. Real estate, the new engine of Nigeria's economic growth. Right. So this is what we're going to be discussing. And like I said earlier, this show is all about giving you the pros and cons of investing in the real estate industry, and you're also looking at what is happening in the markets and how this affects you. What's the impact, for you as an investor in the real estate market, or for you looking to come into the into the industry to create to take advantage of the opportunities and create wealth for yourself, right? So that's what we're looking at today. Okay, and like I always say, I want you to please call in and share with me from your experiences. I don't want to do this alone. I love to hear from you. I want to hear your thoughts, your opinions, your experiences. What has it been like for you, and what you think is going on in the industry right now? All right, so that's what I would like you to do for me today on the show. Okay, so now diving right into the topic. Nigeria's economic landscape is undergoing a significant transformation. All right. As the country seeks to reduce its reliance on oil and gas, the real estate sector is emerging as a key driver of economic growth. With a large and growing population, Nigeria faces a significant, which presents a unique opportunity for investment and development in the real estate sector. So this shift towards real estate is not only driven by economic necessity, but also by the need to address the country's infrastructure and housing challenges. As Nigeria's economy continues to evolve, it is essential to examine the role of real estate in driving economic growth, creating jobs, and addressing the country's development and challenges. All right, so this is what all we're going to discuss, all we're going to explore in today's episode, in today's topic. All right, we're going to look at the factors that are driving this economic shifts towards the real estate industry. We're also going to look at the opportunities and the challenges presented in the industry right now, and then we're going to look at the potential impact on the country's economic development, and for you as an investor, what this means for you as an investor, how you can take advantage of this opportunity. All right, so this is all we're going to be discussing on this show. I'm going on a short break. Stay tuned, and I'll be right back.
For real estate market insight, make real estate work for you. For different investments, strategies from real estate experts on financial education and investment in Nigeria. So tune in every Saturday on VOP 90.3 from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. The Naija Landlord Show, the voice of real estate.
All right, welcome back to the Naija Landlord Show here on VOP 90.3 FM. And today we're talking about real estate, the new engine to Nigeria's economic growth. Now, looking at the news, I just want to talk about the news, why we think that real estate is the new engine to Nigeria's economic growth. We would look at what is happening right now in the market industry. And so recently in the news, it says that real estate surpasses oil and gas as Nigeria's third largest economic sector. Right, this was in the news a couple of weeks ago, and it said Nigeria's ongoing GDP and CPI rebasing reveal real estate overtaking oil and gas as the country's third largest sector, trailing crop production and trade. Agriculture, previously the top sector, has been restructured, with crop production emerging as a standalone sector, contributing 28.65% to GDP in the third quarter 2024. All right, so real estate grew from 46.52% in nominal terms in the third quarter in 2024, but contributed a slightly lower 5.43% to real GDP compared to 2023. So despite economic challenges, Nigeria's real estate market is projected to hit $2.61 trillion by 2025, driven by demand for residential and luxury housing. All right, so this is what we find in the news today, that the real estate surpasses oil and gas and as Nigeria's third largest economic sector. So now this is not surprising, right? This is not surprising. The industry has been thriving over the years, right? Despite even when the markets, other industries were being affected by the pandemic in 2020, real estate had been a thriving, promising industry, and it was able to overcome all of the challenges that came with the COVID pandemic, and also with the inflation that has caught across the world. All right, so that is why we're looking at this topic, and why I said, what does it mean for you as an investor? So looking at the overview of the Nigeria economy, Nigeria is Africa's largest economy, and it's undergoing a significant economic shift. For decades, the country's economy has been heavily reliant on the oil and gas sector, which has accounted for the majority of its foreign exchange earnings, right? But right now, with the decline in global practices and global and prices of oil and gas, and the increasing urgency to diversify the economy, Nigeria is turning its attention to real estate sector. This shift is driven by the need to reduce dependence on the oil and gas industry, and to also promote economic growth and address the country's housing deficit, right? So yes, we see that the economy is shifting towards towards a more thriving sector, because and the government is looking to reduce the dependency on the oil and gas industry. And again, we have a thriving growing population, right? Because of all of this, it means that real estate will always be in demand, because we have a young, vibrant, growing population. And also, we can see that the cities in the country are expanding, are growing, right? People are migrating to the cities due to urbanization, and so there is a high demand and for housing. And already Nigeria has a huge housing deficit, and so people looking to come and take advantage to provide this housing and bridge this gap, and provide solution to this housing deficit, are definitely going to be in high demand, and definitely they're going to have people who are going to need this housing, and so definitely they are going to profit. This is a clear indication why the industry is thriving and why the industry has grown over the years. Okay, so this is one of the reasons why the industry is thriving. Now let's look at other factors that is driving the Nigeria real estate industry, and why this shifts, why this sudden boom and sudden increase in the industry. Okay, so look at the diversification economy, like I mentioned earlier. The Nigeria government is no longer looking at is just depending on oil and gas industry alone, but is rather actively seeking to reduce the country's reliance on the oil and gas exports, and look at other alternative, explore other alternatives to also increase the economic growth of the country. And then we look at government initiatives as well. There are certain initiatives that the government has, started implementing over the recent years that has also boosted the industry, the Nigeria real estate industry. The government introduced various initiatives such as the National Housing Fund, and the National Housing the Mortgage Finance Company to support the development of the real estate sector. Okay, so these are the factors that have driven this industry. We look at urbanization, we look at diversification of the economy into other industry. We look at the housing deficit, the housing crisis. There's a huge demand for housing right now. And then we look at also the government initiatives. So these factors, I think I've mentioned about 4 of them. These factors are the key drivers that is moving and increasing the need for housing in this industry, and making this industry to become, bigger, and to become a key factor in the economic growth of the country. Now let's look at opportunities that is represented by this shift. Okay, because you, like I always say here, you investing in the real estate market is looking at the long term, right? Looking at the long term. You're looking at the long term, and so you're not just saying, oh, I do not have money right now, the economy is bad, inflation has affected everybody, the income or any capacity is no longer as it used to be. Anyone who has listened to this show over time consistently would know that I always preach about the fact that information is power, right? Getting yourself the right information can actually make the difference between you and the next person who is not taking advantage of any opportunity. Getting the right information is actually going to help you, empower you to be able to take advantage of opportunities that would present himself, that otherwise, if you didn't know about this, you would you wouldn't benefit from these opportunities, right? So I always say that getting information and then looking at the long term. You're not looking at now, right? You're coming into the industry to say, I want to increase my earning capacity. I want to build generational wealth for myself and for my family, for my children, for my children's children, and to empower myself and my family to live in a better life, increase our financial stability, right? So you would have to look at the long term, because creating generational wealth is not a one day work, right? It's something that is consistent, and something that you would create a long-term plan. Okay, so that is why getting this information, you shouldn't overlook them. It is important. It helps you. It gives you the key. You can take advantage of opportunities that come, and little opportunities. It could just be just one little investment that you make, and that would be a great propelling factor, or it could be a huge leverage that will propel into growing a financially profitable portfolio and building that generational wealth that you have been craving for yourself and for your family. All right, so going back to the opportunities, like I said, presented by this shift towards the real estate industry. Like, number one, there's going to be increased investment, right? The real estate offers attractive investment opportunities for local and foreign investors, which can help to drive economic growth and development. Okay, so this is it. This is what it's going to mean: increased investment. Okay, I think I'm having a little bit of network. All right, so yeah, back. Sorry for that. Increased investment opportunities, like, right? People are going to be wanting to come into the market. So if you're someone who is looking to go into the industry to buy a property to build and put out to rent, yeah, definitely, yes, it's a good investment. It's something you should look at. It's something you should do. Look at for means to be able to, get a property that you can put out for sale, because it is going to appreciate. There's going to be a investment in the industry because the demand is growing and the industry is growing. There is a growing population, and the government is also looking to invest in the industry, right? So this is an opportunity for you to do that. Okay, so we look at the economic growth, right? Like I said, the real estate sector has contributed significantly to the Nigeria GDP, and it's driving economic growth and development. So if you are part of this, it means that you are in line with the growth of the economy. I mean, as the economy is growing, it means your business is growing. It means your earning capacity is growing. It means your financial um, s- um, s- status is growing, right? So you are in the right path, right? So because the economic growth, you're in the industry that is driving economic growth. So um, it just goes without doubt, without saying that you are as well going to grow alongside that industry that you are actively involved in, right? So we also see job creation now for you who's looking to look at opportunities where you could build your career and where you could grow professionally. You see that the real estate will provide a lot of um, um, jobs, all right? It has the potential to create thousands of jobs, both directly and indirectly, right? Through we see the construction industry. Yes, that's going to have a lot of people coming into the construction industry. We see the property management market, and also other related activities, like, if you are someone who is into business, into any of these supplies, any supplies that has building of the housing, could be the fittings or the interiors. All of this means that you are in the right industry, and you need to position your business to take advantage of the growing market, growing demand in the industry. Okay, so when I come back, we're going to talk about challenges, because we just talked about the opportunity. So we're going to look at the challenges that is being presented by this shift in the industry, and I'll open the phone lines. And if you have any questions, please feel free to call. Okay, so when I come back, please stay tuned, and I'll be right back. All right, welcome back to the Nigeria Landlord Show. If you're just joining us, you're listening to the Nigeria Landlord Show here on VOP 90.3 FM. And yes, I am your humble host. My name is Amara Onsrike. Yeah, and I've been talking about real estate, the new engine to Nigeria's economic growth. Yes, and I have shared why this is so. I talked about the industry growing to become the third largest sector in the economy, and also I talked about the drivers of this industry and why this has happened. And we've looked at the opportunities in the industry right now due to this new development. And right now, we're going to look at the challenges, right? The challenges presented by this shift towards the real estate market. Okay, so now, what are some of the challenges that we see in the industry right now? And yes, as you who's looking to come into the industry, how you can be able to navigate these challenges, and and make sure that you take advantage of the opportunities and you're able to overcome whatever hurdles that you might encounter in investing in the market. All right, so we look at infrastructure deficit. So there's a lack of adequate infrastructure, such as roads, bridges, and other utilities, which can make it very challenging to develop and deliver real estate projects. All right, so if you're looking to develop your property, you might also run into the hurdle of infrastructure deficits, because you're looking to build a property, you're looking to buy a property, and then you do not have good road network, you didn't have good access roads to that place, to that property, and then this could be quite challenging, because now it means that you have to spend so much more to be able to assess that property, right, in terms of bringing in the tools and the materials that you need in developing that property. So this is a call out to the government, because this industry has shown a lot of potential. It means that the government needs to also increase the funding for infrastructure development, and also be able to make sure that our roads, our facilities, our infrastructures, bridges, structures are being renovated, are being maintained, so that we could also be able to take advantage of the opportunities available in the industry. Because if this is not done, then the industry would be truncated, the growth of the industry will be truncated, right? It will not be able to grow as fast as it's been projected to grow. And so, okay, looking at also the government parts, talking about the regulatory framework, right? So now there's a lot of interest in this industry. I know that the government has, put in some new policies in place, but they also need to make sure that these policies are being implemented. It's just not just being put out in media and on paper, but actually being implemented, and making sure that the stakeholders and the players, that are the people who are meant to drive these policies, who are meant to implement them, are held accountable and are able to do their part, play their roles, to make it a very profitable and safe environment for investors to come in and put in their money and take advantage of the opportunities in the industry, right? And then we also look at the challenge of financing, right? The real estate sector requires significant financing, which can be challenging to assess, particularly for small and medium-sized investors or developers, right? So it's the industry is quite capital intensive, and so there are no readily available funds, financing, like mortgages. It takes a lot of processes for the ones even available, and a lot of criteria and requirements for you to assess this, right? And these are even for maybe very big and high scale projects, but for small scale investors or developers, you see that they do not have access to this fund. If you're looking to just, I want to buy a property and I'm looking to get funding, maybe get a mortgage and be able to pay for my salary over the years, it's going to be quite tedious, the whole process. And even getting getting that, even after all that process, it's still it's still not 100% guarantee. And so these are some of the challenges that we're facing in the industry. And then we look at the part of the risk management. The real estate sector is subject to various risks, right? Because any industry that is growing, as there are interest coming into the industry, so will we have also the bad eggs coming into the industry as well, right? So people are going to look for how to come and take advantage of unsuspecting buyers, unsuspecting investors, right? So we're going to have various risks, right? We have in the market, not just even people who are taking advantage. We also will have credit risk, we have operational risk, I beg your pardon, and everything that can that can happen which you have to look out for, and as an investor. So these are some of the challenges you should be able to guide you to make um, guided investment decisions, and make sure that you have proper guidance and professionals who are working with you as you go into the industry, as you want to invest, as you put in your money in the industry. Okay. All right. So I would open the phone lines. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903. 0700 903 903 903. So call me if you have any question, and if you're looking to come into the market, you want to know how you can do that, or you're already in the industry and you have one challenge or the other, please call, share with us. Let's hear, and let's share from our various experiences and see how we can get solutions and make your investment in real estate industry profitable. Right? Yeah. So moving on to the next highlights I'm going to be sharing on this topic. We're looking at the potential impact on the Nigeria's economic development, right? So you're looking at the potential impact that this industry is going to have. So we're going to see increased foreign investment, right? So the growth of the real estate sector can attract foreign investment, driving economic growth and development. So that's why I said that a lot of people, when they see this, actually real estate has actually been driven by foreign investments, by people in the diaspora who has brought in their money back into the country, to their families, to their loved ones, to buy one property or the other from them. I mean, this has been one huge source of investment in the industry. Foreign investment, through people in diaspora coming in to buy one property or the other. So we've seen that, and what this is saying is that there's going to be an increase in that over the years, because as we have more people moving out of the country, we're going to be seeing more investments coming in. People who want to invest back home, who wants to buy one property or the other for their families, for their parents, for their loved ones. So they're going to be putting in their money back into the economy, back into the country, and so we would see increased foreign investments. And also we're going to see improved standard of living, right? So now because of this development of real estate assets, we're seeing new properties, new structures coming up across the states. Developments are coming. People are now being conscious of their living spaces, right? People want to be able to afford good living spaces and do not just want substantial spaces. So we're seeing good increased development of real estate assets, and we're seeing also increased development in commercial assets, commercial complexes, market hubs. We're seeing that coming up as well, right? And so this will help to improve the standard of living across the country for every Nigerian. So this is some of the impact that is having on the economy. All right. So as what does this mean for you as an investor? Okay. What does this mean for you as an investor? Right. So the number to call once again is 0700 903 903 903. 0700 903 903 903. Okay, so if you want to send me a WhatsApp chat, the line to call is 081 717 56338. 081 717 56338. Yes, so that's the WhatsApp line. You can send me a WhatsApp chat and then I can read it out here. All right, so yeah, I'm waiting for your call. So like I said, what as an investor, what opportunities would you do, does the market provide for you, and how can you take advantage of this opportunity right now? So I'll read a particular news that Nigeria's real estate markets is set. Okay, I have a caller.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning. Welcome to the show. Please, what's your name?
My name is Adibo Wale.
Adibawali, good to have you. Let's hear your
Thank you very
thoughts,
much.
Adibawali. Yeah.
Okay, actually, I just came to this station. I've not been, part of this program in the past, and I'm driving, but I needed to pull off to quickly make this call.
Okay.
And then I could see some, a lot of points in what you were saying. Actually, a managing director for a real estate company called Jeremiah Global Limited.
Okay.
We just start off, maybe this year will be the fourth year. And then some of the challenges that we have, when you mentioned it, I was just smiling. One of the major challenges that we have is finance is funding.
Yeah.
I realize that even bank doesn't want to loan real estate money to do business. Even when you give them a very easy proposal, investment proposal, okay, this is what we have, can we work together so we can share the profit? They don't want to. They prefer to borrow market women their money because they believe real estate without their money down. So I think if banks cannot borrow real estate money, government will be able to wake up and create a platform where upcoming real estate developer can, when you are genuine and they realize that okay, you have something to offer, you have access to funding so that you can grow the business. Because one way or the other, when your business is well established, you're going to employ people. At least you will help something to be, you have impact in people's life. When you have, as many staff you can have, so people will be eating even from the company as well. So you will impact the economy of the country as well. So it's a great challenge for us, and even for someone like us that is coming up, it's very, very hard for us. And secondly, in terms of what the government, what we need, so many areas, so many locations that are very strategic and very good, but unfortunately, there were no road, there was no accessibility to those places. Government should also rise up to help us. There are a lot of places outside the country that you need to drive, or you need to join train 3 hours to the main city, and people are living out there. But here, 1 hour, 1.5 hour distance to a main city, there's no road. And because of that, people are not seeing it as somewhere they can invest in. So if government could rise up to help, to create these things, the gap, it really helps real estate upcoming or people that are already in the real estate to grow more. So that's one of the two things I want to talk about.
Okay. Thank you so much, Adibawali, for calling. I really appreciate all that you have shared. Quite very, very insightful, and thank you for buttressing those points that was made. All right, so this is, like I said, this is some of the challenges that's been faced for investors and for players in the industry, for stakeholders in the industry, and these people are actually providing solutions to the housing crisis that we have, and the government needs to come in to support investors and support stakeholders and players who are also doing their part to grow in this industry and also provide solutions in this industry. All right, so looking at like I said, the opportunity, the potential for you as an investor, I want to quickly read this news that says that Nigeria's real estate market is set to reach 2.25 trillion by 2025 amid investment drive. So this was in the news recently. The Nigerian real estate market is projected to hit $2.25 trillion by the end of 2025, according to Ahmed Musa Dangiwa, the Minister of Housing and Urban Development. Speaking at the Saudi Real Estate Forum, Dangiwa called on international investors to tap into Nigeria's housing sector opportunities, particularly through the federal government's renewed Hope Cities and Estate program. Right, so Dangiwa emphasized the sector's potential despite a 28 million housing unit deficit, and which is exacerbated by rapid urbanization. He noted that Nigeria's real estate contributed approximately 5.2% to the GDP in 2024 and remains a promising avenue for both foreign and local investment.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to the show. What's your name, please?
My name is Vitus.
Whites.
Vitus, VITUS.
Oh, Vitus. Thank you for calling. Let's hear your thoughts, Vitus.
Yes. This real estate.
Mm-hmm.
What this problem of after buying a land from the community or from the real estate, before you know it, the moneyless will gang up to hijack that area from either the company or from the people that bought. How can we see that government is helping the Nigerian citizens in solving this problem?
Yeah. Okay.
That is from land grabbers. Which area can the government help in solving it?
All right. Thank you, Vitus, for calling. Okay, so yes, talking about fraudsters and land grabbers, you see people from their community, selling property, and then some fraudulent persons in these communities going back to take back this land. This has been one of the problems that has plagued the industry. I want to quickly say that as an investor, as someone who's looking to buy in the industry, you should be very alert and aware about this. And so if you're going into the market, you should make sure that you do your due diligence before you even make that purchase, before you even make that investment. Right. So I always say that you should make sure that the property is properly registered, it has a proper title, you're going directly to the owners. And then when you have made that transaction and you've made the purchase, you should make sure that the title is perfected in your name. You're able to change that title in your name, because once that property is done right, the documentation, you've done all your due diligence, and you make sure that the property is being transferred properly and everything in your name, it will be really difficult for anybody to come and grab that property. Anybody who encroaches land has trespassed into your property. You can take that person to court. You can sue that person. You can go to court with that person. Anybody who tries to encroach and tries to, take any parts or any piece of that property. So always make sure you do your due diligence. Make sure that you're buying from the rightful owners. Get a surveyor. Get people who would guide you, professionals who would guide you in that investment. Okay, my time is up. I'll have to go. It's been a pleasure talking to you. I'll be back same time next week, giving you more insightful topics on the real estate industry. My name is Amara Onwuzurike. For more questions, send me a WhatsApp chat on my direct line 08064637377, 08064637377. So I come your way next week. Do have a beautiful weekend. Stay blessed, stay rich, and stay free.